You're not lazy. You're grieving the life your soul never got to live. You've been blaming yourself for years for not being disciplined enough, focused enough, motivated enough. But what if none of that is true? What if what you call laziness is actually a sacred symptom? Your soul refusing to keep playing a game that never felt like yours in the first place. Society taught you to glorify effort, but not alignment. To chase goals, but never question if they were truly your goals. And so, piece by piece, you lost touch with something essential, your own frequency. This video is not about productivity hacks. It's about waking up. Waking up to the truth that apathy, fatigue, and procrastination aren't flaws in your personality. They're emotional smoke signals from a fire you've been taught to ignore. The mind is tired because the mission is false. The body resists because the soul's been silenced. And behind every, "I just can't get up today," is a voice within you whispering, "This isn't it." Carl Jung called it individuation. The process of becoming who you really are, once you stop pretending to be who the world asked you to be. You'll learn how spiritual disconnection wears the mask of laziness. How energy doesn't come from caffeine or hustle, but from living in sync with what truly matters. We'll explore the real reasons your vibration feels stuck and how to gently, practically, and powerfully return to your essence. This isn't about effort. It's about listening. Because when your soul finally feels heard, everything else begins to move. Let's begin. The myth of laziness. People often label themselves as lazy when, deep down, there's a quiet yet profound pain lurking behind that inactivity. It's not about lacking discipline or being naturally idle. It's more subtle and deeply connected to the human mind and spirit. Think about those days when getting off the couch feels utterly impossible. Not because you're genuinely tired, but because inside there's a void, a sense of existential disconnect. Carl Jung would argue it's not laziness. It's a symptom of the shadow aspects of our inner life trying to surface. The real issue here isn't effort. It's purpose that's missing. When someone's body feels stagnant, it's usually signaling that their soul is adrift, lost without a clear sense of mission. Life becomes heavy, filled with apathy, as though you're trudging through mud, each step requiring immense energy, but getting you nowhere. Consider this scenario: waking up each day with that sinking feeling, devoid of motivation, asking yourself, what's the point? The self, as described in psychoanalysis, craves direction and meaning. So, when these are absent, exhaustion and inertia manifest physically, hinting at an internal dialogue that's been neglected far too long. Moreover, judging oneself harshly for this perceived laziness only intensifies feelings of inadequacy. You're not just stuck, you're actively blaming yourself for being stuck. It's a cycle of alienation from one's inner wisdom, further deepening the sense of emptiness. Imagine calling yourself lazy for years without realizing that beneath the surface, your conscience was whispering gently, nudging you toward greater spiritual awareness. This inner disconnect, when unnoticed, turns into a chronic spiritual fatigue, a form of energy blockage that holds you back from true individuation and self-realization. Laziness, in this context, isn't a character flaw. It's a powerful signal from your soul that something fundamental is off balance. Think of it like a warning light on your dashboard. Ignoring it doesn't fix the engine. It just prolongs the inevitable breakdown. Carl Jung highlighted that the psyche uses symptoms, like prolonged fatigue or apathy, as archetypal signals calling for attention and healing. Instead of viewing these feelings as negative traits, start recognizing them as clues pointing toward deeper truths, a hidden request from your inner self urging you to realign your frequency and rediscover your intuitive sense of purpose. Behind this apparent lack of motivation lies a silent cry for meaning, a yearning to reconnect with authentic spiritual vibration. Rather than pushing yourself to hustle harder, pause to reflect. What truly energizes you? What makes your soul feel alive? Perhaps it's engaging with philosophy or art of living books like Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl or The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Texts rich with practical philosophy that guide you back to your inner essence. Embracing this shift from judgment to curiosity can gently awaken your intuition, lifting you from the illusion of laziness to the doorway of spiritual awakening, subtly preparing you for a deeper understanding of the vibrational disconnection awaiting exploration. Vibrational disconnection from your essence. When a person's soul vibrates in harmony with their truth, life seems effortless, like a beautiful melody playing softly in the background. But when they live out of sync with who they truly are, things start feeling off-key. Carl Jung described this as a state of dissonance within the human mind, a spiritual misalignment that quietly drains away one's energy and enthusiasm. Imagine forcing yourself into a job or relationship that doesn't resonate. You're constantly swimming upstream, feeling perpetually exhausted, disconnected, and trapped in a cycle of apathy. In today's society, people often push themselves into obligations that are worlds away from their authentic selves, mistakenly believing that duty equates to virtue. Yet the deeper truth is that when actions diverge from your soul's frequency, the entire system collapses. For example, someone might tirelessly pursue a career only because it's prestigious, ignoring their intuitive whisper that they'd rather engage in art or practical philosophy. The consequence is profound. The body becomes heavy, sleep doesn't rejuvenate, and each day feels like an uphill battle. Classic signals of a profound vibrational disconnect. This lack of internal coherence creates resistance within one's very being, manifesting as fatigue, chronic stress, and even physical ailments. Think of it like constantly driving with the emergency brake on. The friction builds, energy drains rapidly, and the ride is anything but smooth. Psychoanalysis suggests this resistance is a subconscious rebellion, the shadow aspect of the self rising to challenge the choices made against one's inner dialogue. The soul craves alignment with purpose and passion. When these are ignored, the resulting imbalance becomes undeniably tangible, felt in every fiber of one's existence. Moreover, this spiritual disconnection significantly reduces one's ability to feel genuine enthusiasm. Instead of being motivated by excitement or inspiration, activities are carried out under a fog of obligation and alienation. Consider someone working relentlessly at a prestigious law firm, feeling consistently unfulfilled, only to discover years later that their real passion lies in teaching yoga or engaging deeply with spiritual practices. The issue wasn't a lack of discipline. It was a profound misalignment of vibrational energy. Authentic motivation emerges naturally when your actions resonate with the deeper frequency of your true self. Reconnecting with one's spiritual essence isn't about forcing effort. It's about restoring harmony. It begins with acknowledging the signals your intuition continuously provides. Moments of joy, excitement, and curiosity. Engage in small practices daily, such as meditation or journaling, to tune into your inner frequency. Books like Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now or Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way can serve as valuable guides on this journey, teaching you to listen deeply and realign actions with inner truth. Gradually, the blocked energy starts flowing again, naturally dissolving resistance and preparing the soul to reveal even deeper insights about neglected spiritual signals. Symptoms of a neglected soul. When the soul's whispers are continuously ignored, it starts speaking louder through subtle yet undeniable symptoms. Vague feelings of emptiness, insomnia, procrastination, and a profound sense of boredom aren't random inconveniences. They're spiritual signals crying out for attention. Carl Jung emphasized that such experiences aren't mere annoyances, but archetypal messages pointing directly toward a deeper inner dialogue that's been neglected. Imagine this scenario. You find yourself endlessly scrolling on your phone, not because you're interested, but because something vital feels missing from your existence. A pervasive sense of failure often arises not because you've truly fallen short, but because you're measuring your worth against external standards, standards that don't resonate with your authentic self. Picture someone who achieves societal benchmarks like financial stability or professional recognition, yet wakes up each morning feeling hollow and disconnected. They aren't failing. They're simply alienated from their intuitive sense of purpose. Psychoanalysis teaches that this feeling stems from aligning with external expectations at the expense of internal truth, resulting in persistent apathy and vibrational stagnation. Expressions such as, "I don't even know why I'm here," aren't mere dramatic utterances. They're powerful indicators of a profound spiritual disconnect. This existential confusion is your conscience's way of nudging you back toward alignment. Think of it as a GPS recalculating after you've strayed too far from your intended path. The human mind struggles to find clarity and enthusiasm without clear purpose, making daily activities feel meaningless and exhausting. Instead of dismissing these signals, consider them invitations to reflect deeply, to explore your intuition, and realign with your soul's frequency. The absence of passion is another critical symptom indicating that you're walking a path that isn't genuinely yours. Without passion, motivation becomes superficial and short-lived, and efforts feel like dragging your feet through quicksand. Take, for example, someone who pursued medicine because their family expected it, yet secretly harbors dreams of being a writer. The fatigue and resistance they feel isn't laziness. It's their soul expressing its exhaustion from living a life that's incongruent with their true inner essence. Passion isn't optional. It's the fuel that keeps the soul energized and vibrant. When intentional listening to the soul's needs is absent, symptoms become the primary communication channel. To reconnect, start by setting aside quiet moments daily for introspection and genuine self-reflection. Engage with practical philosophy books, such as Marcus Aurelius's Meditations or Thich Nhat Hanh's Peace is Every Step, which offer accessible wisdom to realign your mind and spirit. Regularly ask yourself reflective questions. What truly lights me up? What do I feel most alive? These inquiries gently steer you back toward a path filled with meaning, subtly opening the doorway to deeper revelations about the illusion of purposeless effort that lies ahead. The illusion of effort without purpose. Many people believe that sheer effort alone guarantees success, yet this belief often leads them into a frustrating cycle of exhaustion and disappointment. It's akin to running faster and faster on a treadmill, yet never truly moving forward, endlessly chasing goals that hold no genuine resonance with their deeper self. Carl Jung emphasized that real progress isn't about brute force or willpower alone, but rather aligning one's efforts with a meaningful, inner-directed purpose. Effort without alignment is just noise, tiring the human mind and leaving the soul craving a deeper connection. Today's culture glorifies relentless productivity, creating an illusion that busy equals meaningful. Yet countless individuals find themselves trapped in careers or lifestyles that drain their energy, with every additional effort increasing feelings of alienation and disillusionment. Consider someone climbing the corporate ladder, constantly chasing the next promotion, yet feeling perpetually empty, no matter their success. Psychoanalysis explains this phenomenon clearly. External achievements rarely fulfill the soul's intrinsic need for harmony and purpose, thus reinforcing feelings of spiritual disconnection and persistent apathy. Many ambitious goals, ironically, are often attempts to compensate for a deeper lack of spiritual meaning. People might pursue material wealth, status, or accolades, believing these external validations will fill the void inside. Imagine someone working relentlessly, gaining accolades and material possessions, only to realize none of it alleviates their inner emptiness. This realization isn't a failure. Rather, it's the soul's powerful way of interrupting a life run on autopilot. Jung referred to such moments as critical turning points, opportunities for individuation, where inner dialogue and conscience demand attention and realignment. What's misunderstood as a lack of discipline or motivation is frequently a lack of vibrational alignment with one's intuitive truth. Picture a gifted musician forced into a managerial role. No matter how diligent their effort, they inevitably feel drained and dissatisfied. Their supposed failure isn't laziness or incompetence. It's their intuitive energy resisting a path incompatible with their true frequency. Authentic enthusiasm naturally emerges when effort aligns harmoniously with one's essence, dissolving feelings of blockage and restoring genuine motivation. Purpose, therefore, is the vital element that transforms mere effort into meaningful growth. To begin realigning your energy and breaking free from purposeless effort, practice daily reflective exercises designed to uncover your authentic desires. Regular journaling or mindfulness meditation can provide clarity, helping you identify which goals truly resonate with your deeper self. Consider engaging with insightful works such as Simon Sinek's Start With Why or Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, which brilliantly illuminate the importance of purpose over productivity. As you gradually shift your focus toward authentic alignment, you'll start sensing a subtle yet powerful reconnection with your inner wisdom, naturally setting the stage for discovering the path back to your soul's true vibrational harmony. The path back to the soul's vibration. Finding your way back to the soul's natural rhythm isn't about relentless effort. It's more about careful listening. When someone truly listens to their inner dialogue, the human mind naturally gravitates toward activities that feel authentic and meaningful. Carl Jung described this intuitive process as individuation, the gentle yet profound journey back toward alignment with the deeper self. Imagine adjusting the dial of a radio until static clears, and suddenly, the music comes through perfectly clear. Reconnecting to your soul's frequency feels exactly like that. Intuition, however, requires quiet and presence to emerge clearly. In a world dominated by noise and distractions, finding moments of stillness can seem challenging. Yet, it's precisely these quiet moments that allow deeper wisdom and spiritual guidance to surface. Consider creating a simple daily ritual, perhaps meditation, a peaceful walk in nature, or even just sitting quietly with a cup of tea to tune into your inner voice. Books like Jon Kabat-Zinn's Wherever You Go, There You Are offer practical guidance for cultivating mindfulness, helping you reconnect to the subtle, vibrant energy of your inner life. Small impulses of joy, enthusiasm, and curiosity aren't random feelings. They're vibrational indicators signaling that you're on the right path. Think of these subtle emotional nudges as intuitive breadcrumbs, gently guiding you toward actions and choices aligned with your soul's true purpose. For instance, if painting makes you lose track of time or volunteering fills you with unexpected joy, pay attention. These activities aren't mere hobbies. They are clues pointing toward deeper alignment. Honoring these joyful impulses gradually increases your vibrational energy, dissolving internal resistance and reducing existential apathy. When life is genuinely guided by the soul, energy naturally returns. Activities feel less burdensome, and actions become effortlessly energized by intrinsic motivation. Consider how an athlete effortlessly flows through their performance when truly aligned with their passion. There's no force involved, just natural, harmonious energy. Similarly, aligning your daily choices with your intuitive truth creates an internal coherence that revitalizes your entire being. The sense of blockage dissipates as your soul's purpose clearly resonates with your actions, replacing fatigue with a steady flow of meaningful energy. To practically begin this reconnection, regularly ask yourself reflective questions such as, what do I genuinely care about? Or, when do I feel most alive? Create routines around these insights, no matter how simple or brief initially. Explore practical philosophy and spiritual wisdom found in classics like Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success or Alan What's the Wisdom of Insecurity? Gradually, each intentional act rooted in your authentic essence helps restore inner harmony, gently transforming the illusion of laziness and apathy into profound spiritual awakening. An invitation now clearly open before you. Maybe what you've called laziness your whole life was actually a quiet kind of wisdom, a resistance not to doing, but to betraying yourself. Now that you've seen how spiritual disconnection disguises itself as fatigue, avoidance, or apathy, it's time to ask, what if the real solution isn't in doing more, but in doing what aligns? Are you brave enough to stop numbing and start listening? Because your soul is always speaking. The question is, will you finally answer? So pause. Really pause. Ask yourself, when do I feel most alive? What drains me? And why do I still tolerate it? What if I'm not broken, just out of sync? Don't run from these questions. Let them guide you. Let them burn down the noise and open space for real inner dialogue. This isn't about fixing yourself. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to forget. Your energy isn't gone. It's just waiting for permission to return. If this message struck a chord, it means you're ready. Ready to realign. Ready to wake up. Ready to stop calling it laziness and start calling it what it really is, a soul out of rhythm. So take the next step. Reconnect. Reclaim. And if you want to keep walking this path with me, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This journey is just beginning.